episode of Success University with your host, Krystal, also known as the most famous woman in the world. All right, so today I want to talk about becoming the person that you want to be. This was another epiphany of mine that I had recently, which, I think all these, any epiphany that I've probably ever had was simply from listening to podcasts kind of like this from other people, reading books, etc. And eventually, who knows how many years down the line, eventually something from somewhere in the past of some book or video I watched finally clicks in a way that actually gets me to change my behavior. To me, that is what an epiphany is. And that is part of the reason why I am making this podcast, even though I know that there's a gajillion podcasts out there that talk about business and life and success and yada, yada. I know. And I know that I'm probably not going to be saying anything new, right? I mean, is there really anything new under the sun? Anyways, not really. But I know that other people's content has actually helped me, even though maybe when I first hear it, I don't change my behavior and I don't, my life and my external circumstances don't change right away. But I'm telling you, where I am now in my life, which is not, I'm not where I want to be. I still have my own issues. I'm absolutely not perfect. My life is absolutely not perfect. I'm actually in a big transitional time in my life where I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm like floating around in molasses, kind of not, having some choices to make. Even with that, I can definitely say that my life is a lot better today than it's been in the past, for sure. 100 gajillion million %. I may get into the reality of my past. Eventually I'll probably have to, because I feel like, hey, you know what? How can I help anyone without being transparent and honest about my life experience, right? But let me just tell you, it's not what you're going to think. What my life journey is, and things that I've experienced in my past, is probably not at all what you're thinking. So there were many years in my life where I, in my early 20s, from 17, 18, 19, 20, all the way through, probably age like 29, 30, 31. Wow. I was a piece of work. I was not at all making good decisions. I'm actually kind of surprised that I'm alive right now, which, no matter what happens in my life, honestly, I'm like, wow, I'm still alive. I have no idea how I'm alive right now. So to me, everything's kind of icing on the cake. But all right, I digress. So becoming the person that you want to be starts with being that person right now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow. I say it like that because tomorrow is a fantasy. Tomorrow doesn't exist. I like to look at it like this, and it's not fake it till you make it. That's the important part. I don't really like to say fake it until you make it. And once I remember actually somebody said that before, that like, don't fake it until you make it. Because you know why? Because by saying, oh, I'm going to fake it until I make it, you're already putting into your subconscious mind and to your conscious mind as well that you're a fraud and that you aren't good enough to be the real deal. Like, no, don't fake it until you make it. You really are that. And the only person that matters who doesn't think so is you. So I look at it like this. Wouldn't it be cool to be the person that you wanted to be right now? And trust me on this one, it feels so good when you can actually do this trick mentally and internally, and you're really actually doing it, and it's real. And nobody around you can tell you anything different, and nothing in your life, nothing in your history, nothing that you've done, nothing can make you think that you're not really that person that you always wanted to be. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying, oh, you're just going to flip a light switch and then you're going to feel awesome and everything is going to work out. And then you're going to be a billionaire and go marry a basketball player. No. Or, hey, you know what? I don't know, maybe you're listening to this right now and then boom, next thing you know, tomorrow and you feel great. I don't know. But I will tell you this. You can absolutely be the person that you dream of being right now. Maybe that doesn't mean that the moment you make that decision, all of your bills are going to go away, that all of your debt is going to go away, that, you're going to just sail into the, sail into the Hobbit world and everything's going to be green and lush. No, okay, but it feels great to do the behaviors that the person that you want to be, that person that you would admire would do. It makes you feel good. Just to change your thought process into the thought process of someone that you would admire feels so good. For example, I struggle with depression and I struggle with social anxiety. Once I really started implementing this idea of, no, I'm not waiting for that day to be that person. No, I'm that person right now. And once I started doing that, it was like, okay, before I would even have problems even just going to the grocery store, to be honest with you. Like I would just get so much anxiety, I wouldn't even go to the grocery store. But once I started thinking like this, I'm like, I have this vision of this woman in my mind. I have this vision of this person that's in the future. This future woman that I imagine myself to be one day. She wouldn't be afraid to go to the dang grocery store. Like, come on, really? And I'm not even kidding you. I have to tell myself this. I think I told myself this today. I had to go to Walmart to get an SD card for this microphone that I'm talking on right now. And usually actually, you know what? Let me think about this. This was today. I kept having technical Freudian slip. I kept having technical difficulties with my lav mic and my whole camera, audio visual situation here. And I was getting frustrated. And it was just like one thing after another. Like I lost my lav mic. I couldn't find it. Then I found it. Then I bought an SD card on Amazon, waited for it to come in the mail. It came in the mail. It wasn't the right SD card. Actually, no, it was even a longer story than that. I actually bought a different lav mic. I plugged it in to my phone. It sounded like S. So that was a week wasted because I waited for it to be delivered. So I waited for it to be delivered. It came and it sucked on audio, which I recorded a couple of things on it, and those were wasted because it sounded so bad that I didn't want to publish it. So then I had to redo the episodes and on and on, all right? Okay, so today I'm like, okay, I'm not ordering anything else because I can't keep waiting weeks and weeks for things to be delivered, and then I try them and then they don't work, and then I have to go return them, and then I have to wait again for it to be delivered, and then I need to go to Walmart. Okay. Big public stores freak me out for whatever reason, and it's kind of embarrassing to admit, to be quite honest with you, but I really don't know why it freaks me out so much. It just does. But yeah, so I started going into that thing that I do, which is I can get really frustrated over things like technical difficulties and having to troubleshoot audiovisual equipment. And I get really frustrated. And okay, wait, back up. I don't even know where I went right now. Okay, sorry, I'm like walking around my house thinking of a million things right now. All right, so anyways, back on track. Walmart freaks me out. So I started freaking out, and by freaking out, I mean just going in my brain, right? Getting frustrated. And I caught it. I was able to catch it. And how did I catch it and stop it? Well, because a couple days ago, I got one of my whiteboards and I put in really huge red letters, really be the person you want to be right now. And this is embarrassing too, but I even put, do the adult things you need to do to be the person you want to be right now. The person I want to be, the person I would admire, the woman I would admire, wouldn't just get so frustrated over SD cards and have so much anxiety over going to Walmart to get another one that she would stop, that she would ruin the podcast that she started over that. No. Stop. Take a breath. It's all going to be all right. The person I would admire would simply, all right, I have time. I'm not at work right now. I have a goal. Go to Walmart, get your stupid SD card, come back, get it done. And that's exactly what I did. And for me, I'm not even going to lie, it's hard. Just that, honestly, to overcome my anxiety and to, go take a shower, get dressed, put on my shoes, get outside, go figure out what SD card I need, go to effing Walmart, get the effing thing and come back and keep going, record the episode that I want to record. All of that, I'm not even trying to lie, is probably a little bit, I feel like it's harder for me than maybe most people. I mean, I can't say because I'm just me. But for whatever reason, grocery stores, Target, Walmart, all those places spike my social anxiety. But no, I'm not waiting to become that woman. That woman that I want to be so bad is not going to let some damn social anxiety stop her, right? So, and whatever it takes. So for me, I've noticed that weirdly, what I'm wearing can help me with my social anxiety. I don't know if this is for everyone. I also kind of have a sneaking suspicion that I might be on the spectrum. I actually took a autism Asperger's test a few years ago, and it told me that I need to go get evaluated by a doctor, and I didn't go get evaluated. That's a whole other can of worms. I don't know. I feel like if I am actually on the spectrum, like, I'm good. Like, I don't feel like it's a big enough problem for me to go get diagnosed by a doctor. I don't know. Maybe one day I will. Okay. Anyways, I digress. Be the person that you want to be right now, which means just do the behaviors now. And it feels so good. I mean, even me with my social anxiety, another thing is sometimes it's hard for me to interact with people. Just interact with people in general. And who knows, maybe that's my Asperger's and I don't know it's that. But the person who I want to be is social, you know? I mean, I kind of feel like to do significant things in life, you kind of have to be social to a point, right? You know, technically, aren't you, whatever business or art that you're doing, most of it will be for people, right? I mean, most of it is for human beings. And most of it will involve having to cooperate and work with other human beings and talk to them and interact with them. And so it's just whatever struggle that you have, if you know cognitively that struggle is logically going to stop you from your goals, I really hope that this idea helps you, that be the person right now. The person that you want to be it right now. That person, if that person would exercise for 20 minutes a day, don't wait until tomorrow. Don't be like, oh, well, it's 10 p.m. and it's not good for you to exercise this late because then you're going to be awake. Not, dude. Do 10 push-ups. Plank for 30 seconds. Do anything, even do 1 minute of something of what that person would do. Here's another one. The person that I would want to be, that I'm being right now, would text people back within, you know, like, if I see their text and I'm really able to actually text them back, I'm not going to wait to text them back so that I'm cool. I'll just text them back. Because the person that I want to be in the future is the person who is not playing weird effing games like that, right? Like, no, that's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. The person who I would want to be is reliable. So when I don't want to go to work and I just want to call out sick even though I'm not sick, I don't. Why? Because the woman that I imagine myself to be in the future isn't a flake. She's reliable. She's that person who shows up early, stays late, doesn't complain, and is a joy to be around. So when I don't feel like going, I don't call out sick if I'm not sick. Okay, this is way too long of an episode. Okay, sorry guys. I'm only supposed to be doing 5-minute episodes, and instead this is a 20-minute episode. Hey, maybe these will be 20-minute episodes. I don't know. I am flying by the seat of my pants for this podcast. Okay. Until next time, remember to demonstrate excellence and bravery.
The information provided in this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be construed as financial advice, investment advice, or medical advice. The host is not a financial advisor nor a medical doctor or licensed therapist. Any financial or medical decisions made based on the information in this podcast are made at the listener's own risk. It is recommended that listeners consult with licensed professionals such as CPAs, financial advisors, and licensed physicians before making any investment or medical decisions. The host and creators of this podcast accept no responsibility or liability for any loss or damages incurred as a result of the information provided in this podcast.